Hi, so I'm sitting here next to some yarrow, and I've been harvesting yarrow recently, so thought it'd be fun to do a little video on it. Um, this is growing kind of near my road, so it does tend to grow on roadsides here in Michigan. You know, it's pretty common. But it also likes big sunny fields, which I do have a lot of patches out in my field. So it is a perennial, so it comes back year after year. The botanical name is Achillea millefolium, and it belongs to the sunflower or aster family. And the subgroup that it belongs to is the chamomile tribe. And one common characteristic in the chamomile tribe is that those herbs are highly aromatic, and yarrow is certainly highly aromatic, which then tells you that it probably contains oils, which is true, and so do the other herbs in the tribe. And so then we know from the aromatic oils that this can be a good insecticide, and it is. And so for that purpose, I've picked yarrow and used it fresh and dried, you know, if I have some dried, in the nesting boxes. And you probably could tincture it in vinegar or in a rubbing alcohol for a liniment to use as a spray in your coops, which would work out really nice. And also, yarrow is bitter, so what that tells us is that it's good for digestion. So if you need to stimulate digestion in your poultry, you know, I would recommend, again, if you have it on hand dried, or I guess if you feel like, you know, a particular bird needs, you know, a specific dose, a tincture would work. It'll aid digestion. And the biggest thing I've used yarrow for, of course, is for bleeding. And it also is an analgesic, so it is a painkiller, so it's really good for wounds and cuts, and I've used it on myself many times. I seem to get a lot of cuts, scratches, you know, I go out in the brush and my legs are all scratched up, so it helps to stop the bleeding immediately, which is pretty cool to show people. People never believe it until they see it work, but it's very good for that. And it also, you know, because it's antiseptic, it will help the healing process. And I like it to use it as a tincture on wounds and cuts because it helps things stay dry. The alcohol itself is antiseptic, so I really like the tincture a lot to treat wounds and cuts in poultry. And also, the last thing I've used yarrow for poultry is it's a diaphoretic, and that means it opens up the blood vessels. So just like cayenne, that helps promote circulation, and also like cayenne, you can use it in the wintertime dried, sprinkled on the food to help circulation, which in turn helps keep the birds warm in the winter. You know, that is the one of the primary causes of frostbite, is that the circulation gets reduced to the periphery, you know, the feet and the comb in the head, because it's natural for the body and even for our bodies. When we get really cold, the protection is for the core, which is your heart and the major functioning organs, and so the body will draw the blood back into the core and it pulls it away from the periphery. So also, like in humans, you know, our feet and our fingers they get frostbite, the very ends of our body because of that poor circulation. So this will help promote circulation, and it's a good herb to use during the winter. One contraindication for it is that just to be aware, and it's true for any herb that has oils in it, is to be careful just using straight oils, on the skin. That's not a good idea. It can cause rashes, and also I've heard that for some reason yarrow can trigger some allergic responses. So I'm not sure if that's just for people. I don't know that I've ever seen that in poultry, but it's something again to be aware of. That with the oils in it, to be careful. And I think we all know with oils to put that directly on the skin. So anyway, this is yarrow. Very delicate looking plant, but very powerful, and it's a good herb for us to have around for our poultry.